Alright, we are back. And actually, before I probably will change that to not say PT. Like, I thought EverX when he was like, oh, why does it say Portuguese in your stream title? But people coming by may actually think, oh, like, that's the language when I put PT. So I'll put, Pilgrim's Traverse instead. There. Wonderful. All right. So, our previous session had an unfortunate disconnect where I lost a save file on floor 50. So, we're in the process of building that back up, and then if we have time tonight, we'll bust out into the 60s and see the stuff that I have not really seen yet. Also, I just checked the market board. These, so there's nothing to do with these potsherds or illumined aether pool glass other than buy materia, whatever, buy this untradeable stuff, buy the potions, buy the framer's kit, or buy... Oh, wait. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. I went and looked up how much Modern Aesthetics Simple and Clean, which is a new haircut, goes for, and it's going for like between 40 and 50 million right now. But that was the wrong one. So what does the drink tea emote go for? Because I'm close to 50 of these. I've got 37. Ballroom Etiquette, the Ceremony of Tea. And why am I not teleporting to Limsa, where there's a... Well, I guess this is my free destination, but... I already forgot what it was called. Okay, none of them have actually sold yet. 50 million, reasonable. Well, maybe. If none have sold, then I have no idea what they're going for. But I guess there's nothing else that I would spend the potsherds on. Other than someday getting the thing. Someday getting the framer's kit. I don't care that much about it. But yeah, I think once we get up to 50, I'll go ahead and throw that up on the market board, see if it sells. Alright. Actually, other than the incense and raisings, we're doing pretty well here. Stepped on a trap. Alright, incense. The one that I usually don't save. I don't like calling it the... Yay, raising! I don't like calling it the least useful one, because I don't actually know. I'm not a smart man. Actually, I want to wait at least 4 more seconds before I start hitting them. Make sure that enervation goes away. Hey. Alright, and then I might as well just keep running. Because I still want to check over here. And of course I'll aggro more guys along the way. Sure. That's strange. Where is... I was promised a golden thingy in the ground. Was it in... It must have been. In that room and I just didn't even see it? Speaking of the golden thingies in the ground, I hadn't realized, because I hadn't thought to check for it, but they did add another achievement for 30,000 pieces of the Accursed Hoard, which it seems like such a mistake. Like, that somebody must have, without understanding what that grind is, they said, sure, just slap some more zeros on the end. Or slap a 3 on the front. Because farming... Like, I just got 1 right there. Getting 30,000 of them would take... like, thousands of hours. It's an extraordinary ask. And if you are really efficient with it, what you can do is have a save file on floor like 11 of Heaven on High that has a materia, has a magicite, has a sight, and has an intuition, right? And I actually have this set up. And you just keep repeatedly going into floor 11, see if there's a treasure. If there is, pop the other 2 things and go pick it up. And if there isn't one, then you just quit. Because if you quit, it counts as dying. And if you go back in, you start as if you just walked into floor 11. Like, it doesn't update the save file, so you have those items again. And just repeatedly doing that, you can get about 1 per minute. So, sure, you can get 60 of them in an hour, but they're asking you to get 30,000. Alright, so we are Fireman, next floor. Oh, there's a gold. I'll just cut through the middle. I don't care about traps. Okay, small floor. Floors with fewer rooms tend to have a lower number of required kills. I think, I'm not sure, I think it is the case that the number of kills that you need will not exceed the number of enemies that are here before respawns. So if you pull every enemy there, and say you killed them in under a minute when the respawn happens, the exit should open. I don't think you ever need to wait for a respawn in order to be able to unlock the next floor, but I can't guarantee that that's true. Seems like something that I would make up completely out of whole cloth. Alright, so now I am Firebomb. I am the evil midnight bomber what bombs at midnight. curiously, it's called immolation, but unless this was something that I read somewhere and believed even though it's not true, originally the word immolation referred to sacrifice, but people started using it to mean set on fire because of people, the monks, who set themselves on fire to protest Vietnam, or possibly something else. And that as the phrase or the word self-immolation caught on, people used it as if it meant specifically set oneself on fire, because immolation means set on fire, and that's what it became. Or, once again, I'm making up lies. But I'm pretty sure it's not a lie that immolation does mean sacrifice, not set on fire. Oh, this is also a bunch of pews. Kind of. I didn't notice just how churchy everything was here. Because I noticed finally that the floor 30 boss takes place in, like, what's obviously a pulpit and pews and stuff. Do. Serenity, right. Well, which I can use. Whatever. More points. So who's the boss at the end of this one? This is the... For some reason, it's hard to remember. 30 is big-armed priest guy, 40 is the whale, 50 is the quicksand. Oh, it's Feet Man. This is Feet Man. And I was trying to think of it because I'm like, do I care about saving a bark bloom, whatever it's called? The bark incense, but no, I don't. Not for Feet Man. He's easy. He does take a while to kill, but I'm okay with it taking a little bit longer. Although maybe that's my mistake. Maybe the couple of minutes that I save there are just gonna make it that much faster to re-level the stuff, right? All I really care about is that I have a one bark buff? Bark bind? That I have one when I get to the new boss that I've never done before. Oh, and possibly also the... Do I want to hold on to more than one? Like, do I want to sacrifice holding the floor wipe ones? Like, maybe I keep one floor wipe, but then keep two of the bark boosts? Because they're going to be great to use on bosses to do them faster. And also safer. Not open yet. Story of my life. Like, refreshing the strength is not worth it if I had to do one more fight, but I didn't. Alright, so we got strength and haste. And more haste. Oh, nice. Oh, it's a gloom. I'm like, why didn't they all die? Because it's gloom. This? It's flight. Oh, and this is the end. I need to pay more attention to my surroundings. Oh. More intuition, sure. One step closer to 30,000. It's so absurd. Ow. Alright, so that was the first thing I've hit that was like close to being called a wall trap, as I was kind of trying to stay close to the wall, and I still hit it. Hopefully this gets me out. If it did not, keep going. Keep going. All right. That was enough. Please explode. It did not. Oh, devotion, nice. So there's a haste and the thing right near me. Make sure I get that before I leave. That is not enough. Dun, dun. What's the name of this track? To Fire and Sword, I think. The Holminster Switch theme. It's actually very nice. I like it a lot. Oh, I should have killed this guy because he's patrolling. He might get in my way right here if he turns around. Oop. Verification. Alright, we made it through pretty quick. This is floor 18 now. We've spent less than 20 minutes going through it. Hopefully start the boss by 35. Verification again. Let's check the other way first. Here is the exit. Do 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 do. Oh, like 4 guys should be. Man. Just die. You're going to die anyway, so that makes your life meaningless. That was the message of Endwalker. Hoping against hope to maybe find a second raising at least. Oops. These guys are a little bit less pleasant to AoE. I actually did level up to level 100. Yeah, why are these even with a strength? I guess the HP scaling is weird. It's not the first time that I've felt that there are different floors that, like, I'm as strong as I could be, and yet I feel less strong than I do on the next floor, where I'm also as strong as I could be. Here and step left. I also, the awful thing about doing Deep Dungeon is that I do still have to be careful to not, like, stupidly die. Like, even though there's nothing really challenging about this boss, I could die here. Right here and go left. So if we think about what's the next set, I feel like is part of where I still feel powerful. Like I shouldn't need to try too hard to beat that that set in a reasonable amount of time and with basically no danger. Here and go left. The fun part will be figuring out how to do these fights again in a group. So I remember for EO, there were a couple of bosses where I'm like, this is absolutely easier to kill solo than it is in a group of 4 people. Mainly the level 90 boss, was it? Here and go right. And 40, I think. 40 might have been another one. Where it was the one where you drop the twisters. Because if it's one person dropping twisters, no problem. But if it's multiple people dropping twisters, you need to make sure you're not running into somebody else's twister. Here and go left. Tight spot. I think it's here and go right, but I... Yes. I need to make sure I position myself closer to the middle there, because I have this, like, weird tendency to want to back off from the middle, but if I do that, I risk being pushed out into the death. Here and go left. Dead. Slightly more than 30 minutes. That's cool. Alright, immediately onward. Bark balm. Why couldn't I remember the word balm? It's so balmy. Haste and witching. Come with me. Oh wait, it's playing the same song as we just had. I like how I can hear that he's using Goblin Punch because it's a blue mage ability, which I have used many a time. Alright, so there is a poison fruit, which means I will go ahead and use up a maze root. Exit is open. I don't need to check that, because if it's another incense, I can't pick it up. Pour back. Sit up straight. Feet on the floor. Witches. Intuition, which I was thinking of popping anyway. Alright, so when I was leaving behind there was a witching. Do I think I'll need... maybe. Alright, 2 floors down. Alright, no candelabra on this floor. If we find a landmine... yeah, let's count on finding a landmine. That's not a landmine. Oh, let's go this way. There's no landmine here? Alright, let's assume I don't find a landmine, and let's use my burst now. And then when it comes back up, I'll finish them off. It is a landmine. Gather round, children. On Warrior especially, you can totally get away with not even needing to use your invuln. That's kind of the whole thing. You have, as you walk onto it, hit raw intuition, and then, you know, AoE as the the animation's going off, and you're only at 20% health for a fraction of a second, and then you completely heal back up to full. This is the exit. Clanids have some kind of funky enrage that I want to continue to be wary about. I think that one back there that was a witching. Shouldn't be taking so long on these. Would be better if I just hurried along and trusted the fact that I'll find the raisings somehow. But I'll feel much, much better once I actually have three raisings in the pocket. Yeah. What? Oh, Serenity. Right. And there was another respawn in the... That was why I killed the guy on the way out, so that I didn't have to worry about it. Alright. Candle. Immolation. That's it. Fortune. Ooh, Mimic. Alright, let's pull everybody over here. Eyes on the Mimic. And it exploded. Bomb inside a chest inside a Mimic. Shoob! The last 2 days have been filled with re-seeing people that I haven't talked to in a long time. And hello, I am back. Oh, I can't. Weird. What is up? What is up? Life in general happened. A bunch of things. I had all right. So when I stopped streaming, it was while I was. It was after. I always get the dates. I'm trying to remember dates. 2021 is when I was laid off, and then 2022 was when I stopped streaming. And part of it was like me being in a funk over being out of work for so long. I mean, you've known me for a long time. You know that I've gone through a lot of like leaving jobs and just saying, well, whatever, I just won't have a job for a while. No big deal. But this like really turned into a big deal, that I was out of work for a long time and was having a lot of trouble like getting myself to look for work. And I eventually like stopped streaming partly out of, I don't know, a little bit of a sense of guilt maybe. Partly out of like I wasn't in a great mood a lot of the time, so I didn't feel like I could be entertaining on stream. But then I actually wound up in 2023 moving back in with my parents for a bit. I was only there for about 6 months, but it felt like an eternity. And that went pretty poorly overall, but I did eventually get a job. I had applied to a law office as an administrative assistant. Ooh. I'm just gonna grab a few of you, just a few. And didn't get any response. And then a few weeks later, they emailed me and were like, hey, we have your record on file and we're actually looking for like someone to do programming work. I'm like, that's weird. That, you know, on my resume, most of the stuff on there relates to programming or IT in some way. And they're like, would you be interested? I'm like, well, sure. Why not? I'll give it a shot. And yeah, I got the job and I've been... There we go. It's been fine. Like, I'm actually kind of finding out that I don't like programming for a living all that much, but it also, I don't think, pays the amount that you would normally get at a programming job, but that doesn't bother me at all. I don't need a lot of money. More than the nature of the work, it's some of the people there because it's a law office that specializes in debt collection, and so most of what I'm doing is I'm being attacked by enemies. It's the worst possible outcome. I don't actually deal with, like, talking to people on the phone or anything like that, but I'm right next to the call center, and, man, just a lot of people don't have a lot of compassion for people who are in a rough spot in their lives. But it's, I don't know, it's sometimes it's weird. But, you know, that's where I am, and that's where I've been since, like, beginning of 2024, roughly. And then I moved out of my parents' back into an apartment in the same apartment complex that I was in before, except it's it's mirrored. So the stuff you can see, the camera's kind of pointed over this way. The kitchen and bathroom are over on that side. You used to see them over on that side, where the windows are now. Which is just kind of funny. And took, like, I'm used to it now, but after living in an apartment for 5 years and then having to, like, get used to everything being on the opposite side of where it used to be is kind of funny. It's almost a perfect mirror, other than the fact that there is a door that you can see at the, like, opposite where I'm sitting, and it doesn't actually lead anywhere. It just leads outside. Like, if I were on one of the higher floors, or anywhere but the ground floor, it would lead onto a patio, but since I don't, and I am on the ground floor, since when is Swinge and AoE circular? Ridiculous. I never should have gotten hit by that. I knew Swinge was coming, but Swinge isn't supposed to be a cone. Anyway. It just kind of leads outside to a small concrete slab in case I wanted to put a chair out there and look at the road. I don't know. You're still working at the school district? Cool. Whee. Or I hope it's cool. I hope you like it there. I've been, still playing Final Fantasy XIV all day, every day. This is content that just came out yesterday morning, and I was, like, playfully, I'm like, oh, I'll stream, like, me attempting to be the first person in the world to beat the new content. Knowing that, okay, of course, I'm not, there's people who are much better at this specific thing than I am. But I'm like, oh, well, you know. But, I kind of underestimated how exhausting just streaming in general is, like just being on camera and talking and things. And also, I unwisely didn't get a good night's sleep the night before, so I get up at like 6 a.m. and was only able to stream for a couple hours before I was like, I'm gonna need a nap before I do anything else in here. So, it's alright when a certain person in authority forgets I exist. I could really go for, like, now... Now that I'm financially stable again, I could really go for a job that is just regular, like, where I just go in and there's something for me to just do for 8 hours, like a job. Because one of the things about where I am, like, programming and figuring things out, like figuring out why this isn't working, is like during some of the more stressful times, I'm like, there's no way I could stream too. Like, to come home from this and start doing a puzzle game where I'm like, let me figure out the answer to this puzzle. And it's like, all I was doing all day at work was figuring things out. I don't have enough brains for that. But it's weird because any, like, if I were to try to... It's not like I can say, hey, like, look at how good I am at this, because it's something I don't really want to do. Like, I would rather... No employer wants to hear someone who's like, what I really want is a job where I don't really have to think so hard. It's like, that's not usually what people say when they're trying to get you to hire them. Programming is part of a team. I'm programming with one other person. For a long time, it's just been his application that he built. Or I suppose a while ago there was somebody else who built it, and he kind of worked with them and wound up inheriting it from them after they left. But it's just been him solo maintaining it for, like, a good long while. Probably, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years before I came on. And so now it's the two of us. But we never really, like, work on the same thing together. Like, if there's something that someone's requesting... or something that breaks, really only one of us fixes it. We don't both try and fix it at the same time. Because we also don't... Like, it's very... What's the word? I'm sure there's a word for it. We don't have, like, a solution for version tracking or anything like that, or checking files in and out. We just both remote into the same computer and hope that we're not both working on something at the same time. Otherwise, we'll save over each other's work. We don't have any kind of, like, QA server where we do stuff separately. We don't have any kind of rollback. Or we can roll back to the previous, like... Maybe there is some kind of rollback. Actually, no, because the one time he was like, oh, this thing broke, so I went and found a copy that I had accidentally saved, like, a year ago, and took the code from there. So yeah, we're definitely not... They haven't put any money into making sure that we do this as if we were real programmers. Fly by night. Maybe that's the term I was thinking of. And man, there's just a lot of stuff that, it was only a couple weeks ago that I brought up, I'm like, so I know that our customer service team says that we don't save credit card information. Like, if somebody's making payments, they have to call in or go to the website. Each time they want to make a payment, we don't just store their credit card to automatically use every month. Turns out we actually do. Just nobody ever really accounted for that. Like, I'm like, so there is like 20 years worth of stored credit card numbers here, basically unencrypted. This is the kind of thing that you don't want to be doing. They're like, so you can just delete it, and I'm like, yeah, I can just delete these, and we'll just not store them from now on. I mean, I guess unencrypted in the sense that, like, it's plain text inside the database. The database might, like, you might not be able to read the database unless you decrypt it. I'm not sure. I'm not really a cybersecurity guy. All I knew, they were like, hey, in your resume, it says you know Visual Basic. They're like, do you know Visual Basic 6? I'm like, yeah, 6 is like before VB.net, before there was any .net at all. So it's like really old. Like, because that's what their software was written in, so that's what they need, is somebody who could program in a pretty old programming language. It's like, yeah, I was writing Visual Basic code when I was just a wee lad. It was like the first thing I learned how to do on a computer. When did we get our first computer? Can I even remember? We had a computer before we had internet. Whoops, I'm standing on the wrong side. Oh, I really am trying to remember. Like, let me first think, when did we get internet? I was probably in, like, I'm gonna guess 9th grade? So we're thinking somewhere around 1993? And so we probably had a computer for a year or two before that just didn't do anything. Because there was no online to go on. So you're saying, like, personnel files? Finding super, super old personnel files just laying around from 40 years ago. But no, so that's been what's up. After I moved back in here, I was like, it's gonna take a while before, like, I adjust to everything. That and okay, one of the things that I was doing when like pretty much right after I moved in here, I needed something to like try and work on, like a way to work on myself and also to just keep my mind occupied in some ways. And I started like exercising and dieting, which I've never really done before, never really had to do before, but I like weighed myself and I was like, oh, I weigh quite a bit more than I thought I did. And so I embarked on a plan to lose 35 pounds in 25 weeks. And I actually crushed it. I did it in only 19. I got down to 169 point whatever pounds. I was like, that's all I wanted, is to say that I was in the 160s like I was back in... Whoops, wrong way, don't die. I didn't die. To say that I was in the 160s again, even briefly, and then I put all of the weight back on because I had no kind of plan for keeping it off. So I'm probably back up to at least the starting weight. Yeah, it was more of a motivation thing than anything else. That I was just like, I feel very motivated to make drastic changes so that I didn't feel like I was... Because, man, I was really, really unhappy around the... You know, by the time I had moved out and was moving back in here with the new job, I remember the day... The day that I, like, got the keys, and I was pretty much moving everything over solo, because I don't have that much stuff. And after the last trip, and I'm like, I come in, and I close the door behind me, and I lock it, and I'm standing, like, here in this living room, and my stuff is here, and I'm like, it's done. You're back in your own apartment like you've been wanting for all these months. Like, you can do whatever you want right now. Nobody's going to bother you. If somebody knocks on the door, you don't have to answer it. If somebody calls you on the phone, you don't have to answer it. You can just do whatever. And I'm like, the feeling of like, that's great, didn't come and wouldn't come. And the next day, it didn't either. And the next day, it was like I had forgotten how to be happy, which was a really, like, to be aware that I should feel happy and don't was really, like, worrying. It was, but I was also like, I feel like it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of like, healing. Just get back into whatever routine you can. And like I said, working on the weight loss helped too. And then, Then what happened? Around, last summer, I was telling EverX this, and he's completely not... he wasn't that sympathetic. He just felt like I did something dumb. I wanted to put together a new computer, and I decided to install Linux instead of Windows. And I was on Linux for a couple of months before I got infected with ransomware and actually did lose a whole bunch of files that, were encrypted with a message in there saying, send us $1,000 in Bitcoin or you don't get your files back. I didn't even know you were here ever. Welcome. And I'm like, I know how to use computers safely. I swear I do. But Linux is a different story because there's nothing... The only things that there are that you can get are things that somebody made, including the operating system itself. It's just something that somebody made. But yeah, it sucked, but it also... A, was a nice wake-up call that if something is important to me, I should back it up. And also, B, there was a lot of stuff that didn't get hit. Like, there was stuff that I would have been really gutted to lose that I didn't. So I was doubly lucky there. Lucky that I learned a lesson, and lucky that I didn't lose, like, stuff that really was, like, I can never get that back. Speaking of PCs, because yeah, so this right now is the same computer, just wiped, and I have Windows on it. Still Windows 10. I don't know, what is it, like tomorrow or next week is the thing where they're like, oh, no more updates to Windows 10. And I'm like, I still don't want Windows 11. Still using the giant slab of metal of the case, the one that I know, the one from like the the year that has a 19 in the start. No, I have Windows 10 and it's free to upgrade to Windows 11. I just don't want to because I think Microsoft is terrible. Like, their feelings aren't hurt, and so it would make sense for me to do the smart thing, but just I know that I'll have less control over the computer if I have 11 on there. And no, that's true. Our our friendship is long-lived. It does not reach back into the previous century, though. Good. Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, you were saying that was a tool for setting up Windows 11 that does... what? Because I'm not sure if I have a specific gripe with 11. It's just, well, I know it's the next version of Windows, and I know that any new versions of... anything new that Microsoft does from here on out is not to be trusted. Like, the whole thing where you can't set it up without an MSN account or whatever account. Oh, so many things awful about Windows. And so many things awful about AI. Should we have that discussion while I'm sitting here distracted by monsters trying to chew my face off? It's so funny, like, I go back... What was it? It was only a couple of months ago. I was rewatching my playthrough of the Turing Test, which was like a decent puzzle game, where the conceit is you're on one of the moon, Europa, maybe. Yeah, it's been a constant back and forth of people find a way to get around it, and then they go, no, don't install our operating system without giving us your vital information and fingerprints and firstborn. No, during the Turing test, had said my usual bit about how I don't really like the use of AI in science fiction because it's always unrealistic. And it's like, you know, you wouldn't be able to get AI to do that. And it's like, well, we kind of do a lot more than I thought we would ever. Not ever, but that I didn't think that this is the world that we would be living in only a few years later. And man, is it bleak. Right. Oh man, yeah, that was the big, like, because at work I use Windows 11, and to have to turn that off, to be like, yeah, I don't want my start menu to have ads in it. I don't want my lock screen to have ads on it. I'm not saying it was a bad idea for you to switch to Linux, ever. If I could have switched to Linux 15 years ago, I probably should. Except, like I said, it's still not very good for gaming. I was running into problems with the thing, the whatever it's called, Proton, having games work, specifically this game. But kind of the wildest thing about all of the, like, the AI news is just the crazy misinformation from the people who are selling it, who are like, oh, this is what it does, or this is what it's capable of, or this is how this should work, or that should work. And it's like, you can say literally anything. You're the ones selling it to us. We don't have to and shouldn't believe what you say. And it's like there's so much, Hello, Serp. Thank you for chilling. I keep meaning to go and watch 3 Blue 1 Brown is a YouTube channel that I've watched for a long time. They do a lot of, like, math and statistics stuff as well as computer stuff, like, at a pretty high level, but very, like, fun if you're interested in what they're talking about. He did a series on, like, this is how LLMs work, and I only watched a little bit of it so far, and it is just wild how wasteful it, like, I mean, I'm playing a video game for fun, like, that's a waste of computer cycles too, but the idea that anything else that you would try to compute, that you would have some lines of code that were like, do this and then this and then this and then you're done. And there's so much, like, redundancy to do the simplest little thing. To ask an LLM what is 2 plus 2 takes so much, like, faffing about, like, adding random things together, and then it's way less likely to come up with the right answer than the simplest calculator or abacus. What am I doing here? I want bark bomb, so I don't actually want this, the thing in the chest. Yeah, I think as I was getting ready to switch over to Linux, I was like, what is there in my Steam library that doesn't, like, that has a does not work rating in Proton? Because I'm like, maybe I'll have to play through it before I get rid of this computer. And the only thing in there was LA Noire, which, funnily enough, I go to install and it's like, you need a Rockstar Games social media account. Like, you can't install the game unless you set up an account. Like, man. And then I did all that, and then I didn't even play through the tutorial. Which graphics card do I have? I should know, I guess. Do I have it updated in my bio? I have a feeling that I did not update my bio. You would aggro, you bird. No, I can check what video card in a minute. Oh, that doesn't do it. AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. I forget why I bought it. No, I don't. It was on sale. That's the only reason I buy any computer part. It was Memorial Day weekend, in fact, was when I bought everything to put this computer together. Oh wait, did I like an idiot say the CPU? I've already forgotten what I said. Bark Bomb, I already have 2. Oh, but I can use one. Oops. Of course it blew up. Oh, does she heal me? She heals me. I didn't realize I got healing too. I thought it was just the max HP increase. You're right. I read the processor, not the... Where is the... It's not there. I pull up my... this? Nope. I'll worry about it later. Hopeless. Oh yeah, it's a new PC put together with new parts and stuff. Like I said, last year. I should know the video card though. Although I say that, but sincerely, the only time that I do any kind of reading up on computer parts, video card or otherwise, is when I am putting together a new computer. I learn a whole bunch of stuff about the current state of things, and then I discard all of it, because I won't need that information next time I build a computer. Oh, in here, yeah, in this game, I might be able to, give me a moment to slay this dog and bird and hypocrisy. Then I will check. There it is. AMD Radeon RX 7900. Again, why that one? On sale. Glad it meets with your approval. And the stream is in 1080p resolution, but I'm actually playing in 1440 or 2K, whatever. Just noting the time. I should be going a little faster than this. Taking my sweet time. Does this get me out? Sure does. Going into floor 35, I still only have 1 raising. That's like the only thing that matters is having 3 raising before we get to the hard stuff. In fact, with that in mind, I should affluence. Oops, what am I doing? Take the haste just as my haste is wearing off. Turned away just in time. Another steal, I don't need it. Oh, and this is the exit, so... Start pulling. Oi! Alright. Here comes a patrol that I'm too late to get out of the way of. Oh, just barely. Sight. Music? Oh, this is a lot of people's favorite song, A Long Fall. The dungeon that has that song as the theme came up twice in the final Mentor Roulette stream. Oh god, yeah. So, the reason I was brought on, too, is they were like, oh, well, that, like, the one programmer who's there had said that he would like to port it over to VB.net, or not even port it, but like basically remake it. But that having a second person would be necessary because he can't work on that and also like take care of the day-to-day stuff at the same time. So the idea would be that I would learn it, and then that would free him up to we haven't hit that point. Or no, he maybe does work on the VB.net port from time to time, but it's not really like part of it is just that so much of what it does is so cobbled together. So one of the things that I had to do, this was like one of the biggest project that I've done there. They were, whatever phone system we had, there was an auto dialer for it where you could give it a bunch of phone numbers and it would call those people and have our phones ring so that our call center people could, you know, make calls out to a list of people. And we were like, oh, we're going to be changing to a different phone system, and we'll, like, need to see if it's auto dialer capability. Oh, what are you saying? Your support for old stuff, and he does port new stuff, which means the older stuff. Not really, no. It's more, really both of us are working on the old stuff. There isn't much that's happening as far as the alleged new system. Like, maybe someday, but also maybe never. Yes, so the phone company was, or the, not phone company, but the people providing us with the phones and the software that goes with the phones and everything were like, you know, we'll work out something so that your software can talk to our thing. And they were like, we didn't really know how we were going to do that because our system isn't web-based, it's just an application, like, what they were hoping for is that we would be using something like ServiceNow or something where it's already built in, like, how it would interact with their system. So we settled on that we were going to have to set up an API that our application would talk to and their application would talk to. And I didn't know how to do that, but neither did anybody else, so I was the person who had to learn it. So basically, I wrote an API in JavaScript, and, you know, that was a learning experience, and it works. Like, throughout the whole thing, I was haunted by this idea that, like, I'm doing all of this work for something that's never going to actually work, because we would keep running into problems, either, like, network problems or... Once you learn, it makes sense. You sound optimistic, like me. Everyone else there, like, when I would say something along those lines, like, well, all we have to do is fix it, and then it will work from then on. And everybody's like, wow, you haven't been working here long enough. You're way too optimistic. Oh, yeah, no millisecond timing or anything. Like, even when they were, at first, they were like, would you, they have, what was the deal? Oh, whoops, what am I going into this room for? They were like, will you be utilizing this as a SOAP API or REST API? I'm like, I don't know what either one of those means. And neither did the other people working, that I work with. But no, I was the one who had to learn all that. I would say, yeah, it does work 100%. Like, people use it all day, every day. and it doesn't, I don't know. There have been bugs that had to be worked out. Like, what problems were there? I don't remember. And people are definitely proud, though. That's one thing I can say, is that I don't feel underappreciated at work. People think of me as the genius that I am. Unlike you guys. What about logging? Oh, this Schubinator was talking about something to do with logs at his work. That's what I was supposed to remember. Hand of Judgment means you will be flung a billion miles. Nope, that means look away. Ah, I wanted that to let me out. One more enemy, probably. That might be enough of the potsherds. I just checked when I was starting up stream before coming in here, if Serp is around. Apparently the thing that you buy with 50 potsherds, the emote, the drink green tea emote, seems like it's probably something that I could get almost 50 million for. So that's what I'll be spending my first 50 potsherds on before the price comes down. I still need another kill. The new hairstyle's also going for a lot, but that you get from some other item that's not the potsherds. The oil? And I haven't been paying attention to how I get that. Yeah, I spent maybe like 6 on potions, thinking that I would be using them a lot more. The pink things, the pink prisms, I think are challenge log only. I don't know what the oil is, though, because I have like 18 of those. But they could also be challenge log. Let's go this way first. Dead end. Good. The best possible outcome. Challenge log and the quantum boss. I see. I was also watching Cider Spider's video on the fact that they put in a 30,000 achievement for the freaking Accursed Horde, which seems like such a mistake. Like, it's hard to imagine that there's anyone out there that was like, I want to grind another 10,000 after already getting the 20. That's not enough for me. Oh, I have a damage down. This is a damage down floor. Dang, things take forever to kill. Poison fruit. No. This is the exit room, though, so I'll just start killing indiscriminately. I need more than this. Maybe this is fine. Not out. I was out and you aggroed me anyway. And I want death and only death for you. Vile Sphinx. Oh, we were talking about Firefox extensions, Serp. I hated the new thing that YouTube was doing where it would go, you like English, right? We're gonna stop letting you watch videos in other languages. We'll auto-dub them. It turns out there is an extension that will let you turn that off so that it no longer happens. I imagine it would be useful for you. Because I think on Shorts you can't even. There's no option to set it back to normal. Like other languages, you can you load up the video and it starts auto dubbing for you. You can tell it I want the original audio, and you can't on Shorts. You can turn it off video by video, but as far as I could tell, there wasn't actually a way to say, just never do it, please. Because I think it's based on the creator, or, the uploader. Oh. Yeah, I try not to watch Shorts, but there are some content creators that I watch that some of the stuff they put out is Shorts. But I certainly don't just sit there and scroll. Just scroll through Shorts. Maybe I will find happiness if I search 15 seconds at a time. Oh, filter out from search results. That's not a bad idea. What was the thing? I feel like now I don't see it anymore, but I clicked, don't show me this maybe 70 or 80 times on the, when you would, just on my home screen, on my YouTube home screen, they kept putting up, in between results, they would put up a bar that was don't you want to use AI to search? Use AI to search for something new. I wonder how to cook fish in an air fryer. It's like I would never I don't know. For every one video you saw 5 shorts. Probably depends on what you search for. There maybe are some things that there just are more search results or shorts results. Ah yes, the whale. Alright, yellow is get away. So he's starting here and going to the left. And then watch for near tide, far tide. It's far tide, so get in. A little bit faster. White is the knockback. Knocked in this direction. And then here. And then watch for near far. It's far. Get in. Ads are dead. Dodge circles. And repeat that like 6 more times. And then we can get out of here. Yellow is get away. That one first, so starting here. Moving left. Watch for near tide, far tide. It's near, so get out. Wah. Oh man. So oh, sorry. I might not be able to talk during the fight. I will have something to chime in a little bit. Near tide or far tide? Far, so get in. Self-destruct averted. White is knockback. Far tide, get in. A little bit faster on killing him. A little bit faster. Okay. Knock back. Him first. Or second. Near tide out. My food wore off. How did I forget to eat more food? knock back this direction. Watch for near tide or far tide. It's near, so stay out. Yeah. Yeah. Cutting it close on some of the... Oh, I had fight or flight ready. Alright, this should kill him before I even have to dodge anything. Nope. Yes. Mr. Beast. Yeah, like, on my laptop in my bedroom, which is just there so that I can put on stuff to fall asleep to, I leave ad block off of there, or at least disabled on YouTube, so that the couple of channels that I watch for that will get ad revenue, and it's got to be different for different. Yeah, different creators set different amount of ads, I imagine, because they get to pick where to put them or whatever. When I was at work, and it's like I can kind of. I don't know if I could get away with just like sitting back and watching YouTube when I don't have much to do, but I'll sit there and listen to YouTube. And so I was like, oh, somehow I had stumbled upon, I know exactly how. It was a short. It was a Game Grumps short of them playing Danganronpa 2. Somebody had like animated it, some little scene where they're doing the voices. And I'm like, wouldn't I love to watch Aaron Hansen voice all three of the Danganronpa games? Like, why did I stop watching Game Grumps? And it is because they're not really not that funny. they're a little bit one note, or maybe they didn't used to be, but they definitely are now. But regardless, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch. I'll listen to their whole playthrough. And at first, it was without an ad blocker, and after like 3 days, I was like, this is atrocious. There's just absolutely no... It's not a usable website without ad block on. Let's food. Alright, so here's 41 to 50 again. Alright, I'll believe it when I see it, Ever. I look forward to you saying that you haven't gone to bed yet 40 minutes from now. No. Do have a good night. I'll see you next time. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. That is why I stopped watching people on Twitch, is to the fact that I had to, like, sometimes watch ads because they would get around the current ad block solution that I had. I was like, this is not... I mean, this is especially on Twitch, where you're just watching live streams. How do you watch live streams that have ads on them? Yeah, 2-hour video essay broken up by ads every 6 minutes. Unable to do. And yet, I guess this is the future that I knew that we were getting, when we were like, kids, most desired profession. What do you want to be when you grow up? And it became influencer. It's like, oh. Except now it's probably prompt engineer. What do you want to do for a living when you grow up? I want to make requests of AI robots in a way that's 13% more effective than somebody who doesn't know how to do it exactly right. I've seen, so same deal, like me on my laptop just listening to something that I go to bed with. There are ads that are over an hour long where it's just somebody has just paid to say, have this hour-long like podcast episode or whatever play for people as an ad. That's a real thing. I don't ads are probably different on the phone though. There's probably nothing, there's no chance of that happening on the phone, I bet. But on my laptop, I have actually like sat there as I'm, mostly asleep, and I'm like, what am I listening to? And it's like a podcast episode or something from a different channel, just because they paid to get a view. They paid to have it run when people are watching ads. And wait, hold on. YouTube on your TV with a Fire Stick, they play ads that don't pause the video, so you have to rewind in order to see what you missed? Sickening. Let's do it, guys. Let's actually make Internet 2. Let's come up with a whole new Internet where none of this is allowed, and we'll just rule it with an iron fist. We'll say anything that anyone does that isn't like the Internet the way that it should be, we will simply blacklist them from ever coming on our Internet again. And we'll get everyone to be there, and it'll be great. When I grow up, I want to fix the cooling system for data centers that power AI, that create the slop content, to drive traffic to social media so we can sell ads. That's the whole pipeline. That's what most of humanity will be doing. I wish I were kidding. The other half of it is because AI is being hyped up as if it were capable of something that it's not. We've got a bubble that's gonna pop really soon. The idea that there's these companies have valuations in the hundreds of billions of dollars when there's no actual viable service, and the only reason that it keeps looking like AI is getting bigger and bigger is because more and more people, you can't even say get into it. There are a lot of companies that are getting into AI thinking that it's going to help, and when it doesn't, they're going to drop it. And even if they don't, everything is operating at a loss out of this. I can't even say it's out of the magical thinking that, it'll just get cheaper to produce stuff somehow. It's not even the hardware. The amount of time and electricity that it takes. I just tried to get on my mount. That doesn't work in here. That's how you know I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I just tried to get on a mount inside Deep Dungeon. Lost my train of thought. I was talking angrily about AI. The fact that, economically speaking, there's no way for a lot of these companies to make money. If they were to charge the amount that it costs them to like serve the AI results, it's super clear that there's no way that they could charge that amount of money. They would have no audience. So the only reason that they do have an audience is that it's almost like a Ponzi scheme. Like every quarter they get to say, oh yeah, we got more people to use it. Therefore our what's a word we can use instead of profit that sounds good? Our annualized, right? Because there's a blog that I read where he complains a lot about the fact that a lot of companies are getting away with things because instead of saying this is our annual revenue, they'll say this is our annualized revenue, which means take your revenue for the last month and multiply it by 12. It's like, this is how much we would make if every month of the year we made the amount that we made this last month. It's like, well, of course, you can completely cook the books doing that and just pick whatever month says what you want it to say and say, oh yeah, a magical thing happened. I took our best month and multiplied it by 12 and it makes it look like we're doing fantastic. We'll just call it annualized revenue. So yeah, it does seem like hopefully, maybe, somehow we will avoid AI apocalypse by having all of the companies go bankrupt. That's what we have to hope for. That's my hope for 2026, is that most of the biggest most of the biggest tech companies in the world all go bankrupt. Oh wait, a red sail? When did you get here? I've been saying, oh, everybody's showed up except for a red sail. Didn't I? Or am I imagining it? But it's good to see you. So earlier today we had a travesty where I got to the end of this set, to the floor 50 boss, and my internet connection went out for a few seconds, which means the run is over. It's very unfortunate, but they don't let you reconnect to this content. If you disconnect, it's treated as you died. Or if everyone in the party, which is just you, if it's, because I'm doing the solo challenge, if everybody disconnects, then it's just counted as you failed the dungeon. Oh, and I didn't actually interrupt Dripping Fang. I need to do that now. Pa-pow. So I asked earlier when it was just blind here, but what did you think of Dawn Trail? Good, bad, thoughts? 'Cause last time I saw any of you guys was before Dawn Trail came out. Well before Dawn Trail came out. I myself did not much care for it. I thought, I kind of didn't even like, at the time, didn't like, post Endwalker. But looking back on it, it's like, okay, the complaints I had about that were pretty minimal. It was still Final Fantasy XIV, whereas Dawn Trail did not feel like it was Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, I didn't have the interrupt. But it's okay because you can stun the silver chests. I looked right at my interrupt, and for some reason I thought that it was up. It was not. Step back for sure, but not the catastrophe a lot of people are making that to. To me, it kind of was. Because I was telling the main thing that happened when I was in the level 94 quests, where you're doing the, oh yeah, Occult Crescent, boo. When you're doing the cooking contest, and they're like, find out the recipe for this dish and make it, and I'm like, okay. And the village elder pulls you aside and was like, I'm actually Wuklamat's biological father. Somebody pushed her off a cliff when she was 3 years old, and I put her up for adoption. And my character had a reaction to it, and I did not. I was like, I really don't care at all about this. And in that moment, I realized I don't care about anything that's happened so far. Or more to the point, there's nothing that's happened so far that I would want to see someone's reaction to. Compared to all of the points throughout everything, even in ARR, where I'm like, I'll drop whatever I'm doing to watch someone play through, like, the attack on the Waking Sands, or whatever. Watch somebody play through Praetorium for the first time. Like, there's so many things throughout the whole game that I live and breathe reactions to this content. And I'm like, I will never watch somebody play through Dawn Trail. Like, play through Dawn Trail? There was nothing that I was excited about. Nothing that I was excited about seeing somebody else react to it. And I'm like, I feel like that's going to be the rest of the expansion. And I also feel like if that's the case, then I'm just never going to watch people play 14 again. Unless I watch them up until Dawn Trail and then go, okay, like, it's been really nice watching you. I'll see you when you start the next expansion. Because I just would not sit and watch somebody. Even the things that are supposed to come later, that are supposed to be big moments, like the attack on the city and the dad dying in the duel. I will go and watch somebody's reaction to the smile thing, because that's uniquely terrible. Or again, you can think that it's not completely terrible, but I have a theory. I actually do have a theory. It's incorrect, but that's okay. I think that whoever was in charge of the smile cutscene had a specific gripe about the Talos building montage, because it's unclear just how long everyone spent making that Talos, right? You go, you're planning out that we're going to make this Talos so that it can go up Mount Gulg. But it's unclear whether they built it in like a day or two, or whether they spent months on it, or what. And I think that there was someone who had such a bone to pick about that they were like, I'm going to make a cutscene where everybody's going to come together and we're specifically going to show the sun setting and rising twice so that you know that it took exactly 3 days. And that was the entire... I don't need that. Oh, I do need that candelabra, though. And I suppose. I mean, I kind of like watching people do battle content, but I don't think it would even be an exaggeration to say that there are probably 100 different people that I've watched play through the game. Not necessarily play through the whole game. Some people I watch and they quit during ARR, and some people I don't find them until they're already in Stormblood or something. But I would say there's probably 100 people that I've watched play through the game, and it's still exciting to me. Like, MSQ-wise, watching somebody play through the MSQ. But, yeah, that was the death knell for me with Dawn Trail. That I'm like, I would never sit here and watch somebody find out the history of Yaktuhal Julub Skumi Pilaman. I found it really boring. And then I also feel like there's a whole rant, I guess, I could go on about the theme of dealing with grief and the way that they kind of botched it at the very end. Like, it didn't feel like the Living Memory Zone felt like I would say I liked the post-patch story more, for sure. I don't think that the second half of the MSQ really did anything for me. I thought it was weird, like, the instant Sphene showed up. I was like, this seems like a little bit too much of a, like, welcome to Final Fantasy IX. There's Final Fantasy IX music playing, and there's a person who clearly just is not from this world. Like, they show up in the middle of nowhere wearing this dress, and they're like, my name's Sphene. Get it? Get it? Like Garnet. Do you get it? Oh, wait. What was the thing that just happened? Did I? Oh, Treacherous Ground. I think it's probably worth just using a safety. Because that's the extra traps one, right? Yeah. Yeah, I would say a good amount of the stuff that happened in post-patch I thought was alright. It started to feel like a return to real 14. But just the stuff with, like, getting to Solution 9 and, the stuff with... I didn't feel anything for Otis. I know apparently he's, like, a fan favorite, maybe. Well, actually, frickin' Two-Head, whatever his name is, he's a he seemed to, like, surprise all of Square Enix with people being thirsty for the two-headed guy. Sorry, give me a second. Making sure that I get that. But, yeah, like, Living Memory, I felt like they had this thing that they might have been trying to say about grief, right? About somebody dies and it feels really bad, but it's supposed to. Like, that's part of... Whoops. That's part of the experience of life, is that things happen and, you know, you love people and then sometimes you lose them. And there's an unhealthy way of dealing with that, and you shouldn't do it. But then, like, Living Memory, the answer to each person's problem was, LOL, just talk to the ghost of the person that you miss. Like, Kryl got to talk to her parents, and Bunny Guy got to talk to his mom, and Wuklamot got to talk to her nursemaid. It was like, oh, we kind of solved our problems through just magically make the person not dead for a little while. I'm oversimplifying, of course, but... And then, like, meme voicing aside, even the final fight was, Wuklamot just goes in there and says, I demand to speak to the real Sphene, because we didn't get to finish the conversation we were having, and then you died. Or you deleted yourself. And the solution is demand that she come back to life so you can continue your argument with her. And she did. And then the argument was, I'm still not changing my position. I also am still not changing my position. Okay, now I will kill you. Again, edited for comedy, but that really is what it looks like to me. It seemed like they weren't sure what to do with the theme. They weren't as sure as, like what they were doing with Endwalker, for example. Or Shadowbringers. I don't know. I mean, the fact that the place was called Alexandria, although maybe there wasn't that much. Right? It's not like they. Well, I was gonna say it's not like they picked up Alexandria Castle and dropped it into the. But then they did that later. But they didn't do it during Dawn Trail proper, which is what I was talking about. So fair point. Oh, that's also cool. Yeah. Talk no jutsu. Her saying, my one-line argument is, I'm not changing my mind, this is how I feel. And the bad guy saying, okay, you've won me over. That would also be bad. And I know I'm in a minority here, but I am one of the people who is not really at all excited with the prospect of, like, expansions from now on being, we're going to another shard. It's gonna be like here, but different. I'm like, I don't really see that as the gold mine that people think it is. Right, of making it like Star Trek, where they're like, we pulled up to the alien planet where half the people have you know, blue faces and half the planet has red faces, and they learn over the course of the Star Trek episode that racism is bad. Like, I kind of see that happening if we go, well, we're just going to go to a bunch of different shards now. It'll be just like Star Trek, except we'll say shard instead of planet. That, I guess, is true, too. That's true, too. There's a lot of things that are pulled directly from previous games. Yeah, I thought the I wouldn't say... I don't remember the story of 4, but I felt like it wasn't taking the story of 4, even if it was taking, a bunch of the characters. Oh, I should just... I was gonna say I should stop opening silvers, but that's not really true, because if I open a silver early on and it's a repeat of the one I already have, then I will just replace it with itself and get some benefit out of it. Haste. Like, I also wasn't a big fan of the end of Pandemonium being Elidibus comes back again. Like, you get to hear his final words for a third time. I feel like that kind of lessens the other 2 times that you heard his final words. And they were like, nope, we're even gonna have it voice acted. We're gonna have, like, this is my, like, I have all of my, I somehow, even though I shouldn't, have all of my memories from all the times that I was Elidibus. And here is my, I don't even remember what he said. He's basically just, oh, you're a good guy. Like, I didn't mind that much in Endwalker when he came back. Where it was like, we're like, oh, well, he's dead, but he is somehow stored as data in the Crystal Tower. Even though we hadn't established that that's how that works, but it was still like, well, that's fine. But then After he had his "these are my final words" twice, they brought him back again for the end of Pandemonium. Oh. And we're out. Still only one raising, so this is the bad save file. Well, Emmett Selk only came back, like, if Emmett Selk comes back again, then fully on board with what you're saying. We've had too much of him. He's had too much opportunity to be, you know, to profess what his deal is. Alright, so I'm definitely saving that strength for after I've opened the exit. So there's... the exit's gonna be far. I'm not gonna backtrack all that way, so I'll go pop this strength now. Odd choice to have Matoya's Relic playing over this. Alright. It was great talking to you. Again, I'll stream, you know, I'll be streaming some more of this tomorrow, maybe even, what's today? Today's Wednesday. I'll be streaming tomorrow and maybe Friday. And then sometime maybe like late next week, after I take a little bit of a break, I'll start playing regular stuff again. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, so let me see if he does Plane Cracker again. Well, no, never mind, he died. He did. He went to use Plane Cracker again. That's illegal. He's gonna do it behind him. Exit not unlocked. Serenity, sure. Alright, 6 minutes of haste and strength for the boss. close eye on that. Nervous every time. Every time you have to step into the quicksand. $53%. Pow! %. I didn't notice before, like, it's too fast to notice, but one of the effects that you get while standing in the sand is called Breaker of Wind, I guess as a mechanic hint that you can use it to avoid being affected by Wind Razor. Alright, and that'll do it. Armor is finally plus 99. Very happy about that. Although it was inevitable. Alright, so we once again, well, not once again, we finally have two save files both sitting ready to go into 51. Right? Right. Let me quickly open some of my treasures here. Lithium. Platinum piece. Jet black dye. Cool. It's a couple 100,000. And am I at 50 of the gold glass? 47. Alright, let's take a stretch break, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes for 51 to 60, twice. See you then. And we return. Alright, so 51 to 60 I've only been through once. First tried the Cactuar boss, and now to try and go beat him 2 more times. From looking back at my, my video of the fight, I think it'll be easier this time. Again, Matoya's Relic. And a maze route right away. No. I don't really remember what a lot of the enemies in here do. Oh, this is a dead end. And on this save file, I'm missing 1 alteration, 1 fortune, and that's it. So that's extraordinary. Oh, Rhino attack. Anything else? Anything to dodge? Anything to stun? Beetles, very normal. Rhino Guard to interrupt. Oh, I accidentally hit both of them. The incense system is strange in that the 3 things have different uses that makes it so that, you know, you might wind up in the situation that I'm in where I'm like, I don't actually want to change the layout that I have. I kind of want... Oh, I could have... I had said I wanted 2 bark bombs so that I can reliably use them on bosses. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it on the Cactuar boss. If I've got plenty of time when I get there. Knockback disabled, that's fine. Here's the exit, and we're gonna... I've already got a strength rolling. There's really nothing else that I want, so... Fortune, but we're not out. So I gotta run pretty far to find another enemy. A lot of times if I see the exit early, I'll start by going the other way so that I don't run into this problem where I take the exit side all the way to its dead end and then have nowhere to get more enemies from. And we're out. Because I don't want to sleep on Maze Root. Maze Root could also be good. It's just not as good as the Poison Fruit. Because Poison Fruit is basically the same thing. Like, if you use a Poison Fruit, the exit opens because all enemies have died. Alright, increased HP. Purification needlessly. Ooh. It's safe to pull both of them. Blaze spikes. And he can cast it during... There it is. You gotta stun him. Strength, right next to the exit, perfect. Trap is next. And there's a strength by the exit, so no need to... Really no need to look for anything else. But I will open this. Phoenix down. Just before the patch dropped, I bought like 10 Phoenix Downs in case I needed them in parties. This could suck a little bit. And just in the sense that everything is going to take longer to kill. Fortunately, I have a fresh strength. That should help a lot. Oh, and this is a dead end. I shouldn't be going this way. I would kite this guy away, but I don't know if he's going to pull out something weird that he only does when I start to get away from him. This doesn't look like there's anywhere to go. Oh, there were 2 ways to go. Strength to grab later. Exit. Yes, exit. Silver? Oh, over there. Dead end, empty. Not open. Maze route. And see, if I was carrying one of each, then I could just, right there, I would pop the maze route, take a replacement, and then leave, because the exit would be open. That's what it does. Fresh strength once again. Excellent time. Time not something to worry about. Exits on this side. Oh. Should get some more water instead of soda. Auto heal disabled. Not a big deal. Affluence. So patrol here that I'll grab first. Ooh. Smarter to grab 2 at a time, but there just are some enemies that I'm not sure what they do. Steal. And the exit is here. Stun the scales. Stay here till the exit opens. Watch out for patrols. Exit not open. Oh, chest all the way over there. Lord of mercy. Oh, but I still need kills, so yeah, we're going. I'll check it. Purification, not necessary, but... This has got to open it, so I'll just keep running. Beat the patrol there. Ah! Next floor is what I flighted and affluenced. I think. Oh, items unavailable. That's bad for an affluence floor. Another silver. 2 minutes left on my strength. Make sure I put that to good use. Maze route. Keep happening. That's the third maze route that I've thrown away because I'm not because I have 3 full slots without carrying any maze route. Also, even though this is flighted, I might need a bunch of kills. Why? Okay, yeah, it's the untelegraphed one. Maze route again. Not that it matters. 2 on the same floor doesn't matter. Would have gone to waste regardless. Good. Steel can't use. Exit here? No. So yeah, the maze... Well, I guess that's the other thing that I forget is Maze Route also shows you where the exit is. Alright, that had the potential to be real bad. And in fact, I should have invulned right away. As soon as he did the suck. Oh wait, this isn't the exit. The exit was back there. Whew, yeah, I don't need any tragedies to befall me because of, Alright, where's he going? Because of forgetting what an enemy does. Oh, he always moves immediately after he does scales. So he's out of the way. Probably gonna have to fight this guy, but let's see. Maybe not. Haste, can't use. Ah, damage down again. My strength has worn off. Even without strength, 80% of a mimic off of my burst combo. I remember this guy does Earth Aspect, that means get behind him. Yep. I wonder if Maze Route is the most, like, if you have the highest chance of getting that one. And now I'm realizing that that's a bad one to not be able to pick up. I don't want to fight too. Alright. Oof. Dead end. Oh, get away. Master of Levin, I'm assuming get in now? Okay. What was it before? It was just called Spark in Eureka Orthos. The guy that had the same... Not the same look, but the same skeleton. And yeah, I might as well just go grab this. More glass. More broken glass in a treasure chest. What more could I ask for? Alright, prevent him from sucking me in by going around the corner there. Passage is activated, but I don't know where it is. I got 2 more floors and then the boss. I still never found a 3rd alteration. But, I mean, that's just random chance for you. The usefulness of alterations is completely going to depend on how difficult certain enemies are on the latest levels. I mean, you know, the last set or 2. Sounds like a debuff again. Where are my candelabras at? Ugh. Alright, no items and damage down. Steel, unavailable. Dead end. Strength. I so don't want to use up a Serenity just before getting to the dangerous floors. It's exactly what you're not supposed to do. You don't use pomanders just for convenience. Bark Balm. Yes. Oh, actually, I should have used up the other one. Because I wanted 2 Bark Bombs. So I did that wrong. It was misplay. Scythe Tail away. But this handily counteracts the damage down because of the lightning dot. Other way. So can I do the same thing here? Kind of. So I guess I'll... Oh, dead end. Dead end. Look at map. Alright. After that goes by, I'll go over there and pull the other patrol that's on its way in. Interrupt that. Oh, we're fine. Alright, last one. Hoping it's not no items and hoping that I find a strength. And a steel wouldn't hurt. Purification. Oops. Finish this one off. I feel like I kind of need the strength, so I don't want to skip a single chest here. Not I need it, but if there is one, I don't want to miss it. There was a strength. And is there is the exit right here? Or over here? It is right there. Alright, so let's clear away to the exit then. The way is clear. Well, except for that guy. Out of the way. All right. Strength and go. I will use a steel just in case we have a mishap. Small mishap. This comes out of front and back. Excellent. So yeah, if it's 1, 3, 2, 4, then I have it solved. And if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I also, I guess, have it solved. This one's really based on vibes. I don't exactly know, but this seems to be correct. And then just be ready to move in. Confident, but still alert and aware, and ready to not make mistakes. Oh, I didn't realize it could be like that. Okay, shoot. Okay, that's fine. I thought it was always 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 2, 4. It is not. So like here? Yes. Halfway done. I think this is the play. I should also, if I'm even the least bit unsure, I should hit Rampart or something. Oh, here, right? Yeah, this seems fine. And then we do it again on the other save file. It's like obviously right here. Oh, 2 stone march. Crap. That means this is going to be wrong. It's never been 2 stone. Well, I've only fought him once. But the other time he never did 2 stone, and I'm very glad that my last minute adjustment worked. Oh, what a jerk. No, this is right. This is right. This is right. Oops. 2 more attacks. Whoop, 1 more. There. Hoo-ha. Where am I? There. Alright, so I guess, well, I'll take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll come back, and I'll do 1 more run through to get both of them up to 61, and then tomorrow morning start with the hard stuff, and maybe see, I mean, I can sit there and say maybe see it clear. I will also, I hadn't before, I haven't looked until now, I am going to look up the bosses and maybe even if there's some kind of, I don't know if there's anybody writing like real guides or anything, or at least like, hey, these are the 1 or 2 enemies to look out for that I'm not actually looking to clear completely blind. I have been completely blind so far, but I'm going to go look up stuff in hopes of potentially clearing tomorrow. Who knows? But that might be woefully optimistic. It might actually be really difficult. We'll see. I have no way of knowing. So I'll be back in a few. All right. Last run of the night. 51 to 60 again. On the save file that is missing a, what's the thing that I like? Raising. And hope to find it. Oh, missing 2 raisings. Devastating. Here's 1. No. Here's an affluence, though. Sure, let's use intuition too. I don't think they do anything that I have to dodge. I'll stand ready to dodge anyway. Also, Rhino Guard is coming up. Yes. Serenity. Don't need it. Floor 51. It never has debuffs. What are you thinking, Yoshi P? I don't think I pulled one of these. I don't know what they did. Oh, that's right. They do Pain Storm. There's the exit. Yeah, even though I'm missing the raising, I'm not going to go crazy with looking for chests. If I get to the exit and it's open, I'll just go in. I also wonder if once I've got to 70, will I want to have a save file where I go in, like, not from floor 1? Because you only get the achievement if you beat it starting from floor 1. Nice strength. Don't get me. You got me. Yeah, if I don't start the save file from floor 1, then I can't get the achievement even if I beat it. But that still might be, but also it would be starting with no Pomanders, but it still might be a way to get used to things? I don't know. Alright, where are we going? Dead end? Dead end. Oh, it's got the exit. Alright, take one of you guys. So we found the exit. We've found the exit, and we found the horde that we were looking for, or that I was looking for. You guys were just looking for an entertaining stream. You found it. Exit's still not open, but there were at least a patrol and 2 normal guys back this way. Right, I'm sure there was a patrol. He's right there. He's right there. The patrol didn't come this way. I'm losing my mind. Pull them both because I'll... Anything good in here? Maybe a haste, maybe a raising? Steel is also fine. So next floor will have fewer enemies and fewer enemies needed to kill. That's a dead end with no treasure chest. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, and you can stun almost every enemy so far. Exit is open. Maybe shouldn't have gone for this, because now, like, I could have left before the patrol got there. Now I got this, but, well, intuition. It's fine. Turning left and go behind him. Alright, next floor is flighted. Serenity. Already full. Ooh, silver. A mimic. Didn't even need to interrupt. Such damage. Affluence? Sure. Alright. He probably aggroes. He didn't. And a devotion that had been missing. I still need one more. And I'll have to... Maybe... I think maybe candelabras just don't show up past 30 unless you use a devotion. I don't think I've seen one past 30. Or at least not past 40. And it could just be luck, or it could be me misremembering. But that very well may be a mechanic that, hey... Candelabras exist early on, but you don't get them later without spending something. Steel. Don't need the re-steel just yet. Good. Second guy, though. Oops, incorrect order. Passage is opened. He's about to move. Nope, he doesn't feel like moving. Serenity, unhelpful. Serenity, unhelpful. No items, damage down. Where's all the Serenities now? All of those Serenities that were in the previous floor. Affluence. Exit. Five seconds. He's gonna do it again. I'll kill him before that. Alright. Steel, which I cannot use. Four more to go, and then the boss. Still on the hunt for raisings. Please, pretty please. Items once again unavailable. Strength, which cannot be used. Oof. If he lives, ready to stun smoldering scales. Ah, he'll die. Safety, which I was missing, I guess. I was down a safety. forget why. What was I doing that warranted not... that warranted popping a safety? Oh, the floor traps. The thing that said, have lots of extra floor traps. Exit is open. Don't care about that. I mean, I do care about it, but not that much. I will peek into the next room. Peeky peek. Peeky peek. Bronze chest. Ugh. Another debuff. This one not as bad. Alright, I see the exit there. Bafflement bulb. Interrupted. There is another exit from there, but let me go over here first. Check this out. First time in ages I've been able to make use of chests that I find, so let's open them up. Where is this chest? Not there. Where do you see a chest in here? Over there. Alright, now I can roll. Oh, sure, here you are along the way. Flight, alright. Even if I could reach that guy, it doesn't matter. Not out. Need more kills. Damn. Not a mimic. It's also a silver. Now we're out. Not concerned about time, just annoyed that it's taking so long. More debuffs. More explosions. Bronze chest. Only one enemy. Oh, is this flighted? Did I think I flighted. Yes. Oh, I didn't need to arm's length because it's a no knockback floor. Oh. Alright. Is the exit over here? I hope it is. Otherwise, I gotta go all the way back. Haste. And more haste. Dead end. And more haste. I don't think this guy does anything at all, other than just auto hacks. And now he doesn't do anything except be dead. Oh, the exit's open. Hadn't even noticed. One more floor, and then the boss. Having no items for the 59th floor remains just the worst thing ever. How could they do this to me? How could they personally do this to me? Unusable strength. Strong enough to have it all, too unserenitied to take it. Oh, this was a mistake. Didn't occur to me that I have to worry about both of them using, oh, from opposite ends, even. This is an example of the two guys that you don't pull. We got there. That was strength, right? Interrupt. And then trounce. Not open. Now it's open. Let's go fight a gigantic cactuar. A gigantuar, if you will, but that's not his name. Going in no strength, no steel, because this is the save file that has no, that only has one raising, so I don't have much faith in it. Or I guess I should say, oh no, wait. Not to say I'm okay if this save file gets, if it dies here, but it's more like I need it to have every advantage it can because it's missing the raisings. Pay attention to whether it's 1 stone or 2 stone. I did have a little bit of haste, and that is wearing off. Okay, is this the way to go about it? It's 2 stone. This should be safe. It's in fact the only safe spot, aside from the complete opposite corner. Man, I'm going to be super ready for A12S when we run that on Monday. Easy compared to this. Alright, so I want to be here and then move to that corner where he is. Excelente sauce. One stone. That direction. Yeah, it's fine. So hectic. Even though it's just running around in a circle. But there's a lot of people who can't do it. C for oh crap, hang on. Stand here and then run up to there. The what is it? In Boja. Ooh, which one? I think it's in Southern Front. There's the one with the robot from the Evilise raids. One stone. That direction. This is fine. Yes. And there's some significant portions where you're just doing this, running around a circle at maybe about this speed, and it kills so many people. Like, that critical engagement is always just a sea of dead bodies. Because if you get hit by one of them, you get knocked back into the death wall. Alright, so the plan is going to be here. Yeah. So there's the quicksand boss that I was saying, oh, well, this is fine because it's, like, not super difficult, but a bit difficult. 2-star march. Here? Yes. It's almost always a corner. You always want to be in a corner, seems like. So I guess there's this boss fight where there is a lot of randomness. Like, you need to look at something and figure out what to do. Whereas the quicksand boss, which is also, you know, moderately hard to make sure that you don't die, but just in a different way. Alright, so this is once again going to be here. 5%. Two stone. I was wrong. All right. Exit to seal the deal, and we are done for the night. I'll be back in the morning or afternoon to start in on the 61 and above and see if with 2 save files if we can make it all the way, and if not, then maybe I'll do like one more attempt or one more pair of attempts. We'll see. I'm kind of having fun. It's a little bit a little hard on me doing I don't know, just having the camera on, trying to talk while also doing this. But it's good practice for when I start streaming again for real, which is, I don't know, in a week. So thank you for watching, whether you're on Twitch or watching the VOD on YouTube, because I will put these on YouTube. And I will see you later. Good night.